Welcome ladies and gents, my name is Curci and this is the review for Dragon Age Inquisition. Bigger and better is how I describe the third installment into the Dragon Age series. It is a game with high stakes in the story, starring a hero who begins as nothing and raises to become a leader of armies. BioWare really sat down and knew exactly how to take this series to the next level, to recover after the not so popular Dragon Age 2. You play as the Inquisitor, a fully customizable character. You could be a human, dwarf, elf, or Kunari. You choose between one of three classes, mage, warrior, or rogue, and are immediately thrown into the story. Like many games should, the game right away introduces you to the main plot and puts you right in the center of it. The borders between the demon world of the Fade and the land of Thedas has been broken and an invasion has begun. As the story progresses, it shifts its focus from a looming threat to establishing a credible villain. It was at this point where the game truly hooked me. Inquisition's score also helped with big moments, and even at one point sent chills down my spine. During the game, you will become the leader of the Inquisition, a group dedicated to defeating the villain known as the Elder One. You will be asked to make decisions that will ultimately shape what kind of leader you will become. Do you trust the mages who have rebelled against the Templars? Who do you side with in a civil war that plagues the land of Orlais? This role-playing game is filled with decisions that not only come across as just the good or bad choice, but will at times test what kind of person that you are. You will be tested on the subject of trust, loyalty, and duty. Inquisition, like many great role-playing games, has the best kind of character development, the kind that is within yourself. The characters you surround yourself with will reflect this. They will comment on your choices, giving their approval or expressing disappointment. These are the decisions that you, the Inquisitor, must make. You will fight on the front lines with your armies and also play the political game during a ball, not to mention passing judgment on those who have wronged you. The story was really engaging and what you would expect from BioWare, the developers behind the Mass Effect games. And just like the Mass Effect games, you will be connecting with a nice cast of characters. There is a nice amount of returning characters, but the game introduces some new ones as well. Some you will love and some you will hate. These relationships that you forge will shift and change during the course of the game, and it is always nice to catch your breath after a big battle to talk with your companions in your stronghold. This is of course optional for those who want non-stop action. That being said, some allies will have some special side quests that you can partake in. When not in the main story, you will be sending agents and troops on missions that will take real time to complete. Using this same method, you can scout out new areas to explore, and it is here where Inquisition really starts showing off. Various large and open areas filled with side quests, enemies, collectibles, fade rifts, and yes, even dragons. In order to scout out new areas and unlock story missions, you will need to accumulate power points to spend. By completing these extra activities, you will gain the power points that you will need in order to gain access to the new areas as well as the story missions. Although this was something I was a little annoyed by as the game felt very grindy. In addition, some missions recommend you be a certain level to complete, and later levels can be a slow burn. You can always jump into a mission at a lower level, but you may have some trouble with the enemies. But the activities are worth the effort. Fighting a dragon for the first time was a giant scramble that got my blood pumping. The second fight, I was more organized and the dragon was much easier to handle. Each area had its own storyline with a series of quests in addition to the other side quests and various fade rifts that require closing. You can lose yourself in this world, not to mention a multiplayer mode that is separate from the main story. Just like in Mass Effect 3, you select a class to take that into the game. As you progress and level up, you can select specific abilities and manage equipment. The main idea is that you take control of a member of the Inquisition with 3 other players and battle enemies through areas. It's very simplistic, but adds more to a game already rich with content. I'll admit, I was never really a huge fan of the combat system in the Dragon Age games. You have a basic attack, but also hotkey special abilities. Lining up a string of attacks can make you feel badass, but again, I'm still not a huge fan of the system. That's not to say it's bad, just not great. You can use the tactical view to pause the action and have each of your characters dish out attacks for those who like to micromanage the action. When I realized how much this slowed down the game and how it was also pretty clunky, I decided to just stick with the traditional camera view. Although I did jump to the tactical view when things got too chaotic and I needed certain characters to revive down ones, so I guess it did have its uses. Dragon Age Inquisition is bigger and better. A good story and great open world added with an awesome cast and score, this game is easily the best Dragon Age game. Dragon Age Inquisition has been named Game of the Year by multiple people for a reason. It is a game truly worthy of the title. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.